Some of your business.
No, it's just left.
Where is it?
Alright. First, we would like to thank you for choosing us to work on your project to rejuvenate the city of Zenith Beach. We are Zenith Engineering. We are made up of 5 engineers and 5 engineers and 2 planners. And today we are pleased to talk about the environmental assessment of our chosen site. And our scope, our agenda looks as follows. We will talk about our scope for the project, why we conduct an ESA, and we will briefly describe our site and history of it. We will share with you the record and the interviews and the findings, and we will conclude. Our scope of our project is to incorporate LEED Gold certified mixed-use building in the city of Zenith Beach. We need to have 30,000 square feet of commercial space, with 22 bedrooms and 2 residential units. So we performed the ESA to see if we need prior works in order to develop the site. An ESA is a study of the site and its surrounding for past and current activity in order to predict and assure long-term sustainability. Our environmental site assessment, we follow the ASTM standard, which is the standard that gives the state how to do environmental site assessment. So we will determine if the site needs to be cleaned up according to the Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act, coming in our surplus. And the main goal of the ESA is to interpretation of the surplus in the sense of net owner defense. So we will basically try to get the soils and surface water and groundwater. We will inspect it for any contamination, for any potential other substance such as asbestos and lead. And our chosen site.
Okay, now I'm going to give you a description for our site. It's located in Zenith Beach. The address is 301 East Zenith Beach Boulevard. And approximately, our parcel is approximately 50 acres. And it's owned by Boyd Gaming Corporation. There's only one building on site, which is the Daniel High Life Facility Casino, which was built in 1953. The zoning for this location is, the area is zoned as C1, which is commercial, and then the surrounding areas include residential and commercial. The elevation of the property on this side is, it ranges from 3 to 5 feet. Our current site usage, the building is used for sports activities and such as a highlight and poker. It also has some restaurants inside. They also do parimutuel wagering for horse racing, dog racing, and they do it between the Miami and Dayton Highlight. And they also have simultaneous broadcast. To evaluate the history for our site, we went ahead and we got aerial maps. This is one of the maps which was for 1949. It's not too clear, but from the picture we see that most of the area surrounding and including our site was used for agricultural use, which was mostly tomato field. For 1958, we can see down there that the highlight facility was already built in 1953, so we can see the blueprint right there. They still have the tomato fields in use. In 1992, we can observe that more buildings around the area, residential and commercial. The tomato fields are not used anymore due to salt intrusion, which we're going to talk more about later. Another aerial photo for 2007. Now they're called tomato patches since they don't work as tomato fields anymore due to salt intrusion. And we see that the thing in highlight, the parking lot has several stains on the ground, so it might be gasoline or a different type of surrounding bodies of water for the Daniel highlight here, we can see that our Daniel highlight facility, the location for it, the surrounding area for it, and now we have that the Cutout Canal is bordering the north part. We went ahead and took a picture of the canal, and we see it as clear water, so there's no contaminant there. For the adjoining properties, we have the zoning for every different parcel. We noticed that for the north part, it's all residential, some commercial, and to the northwest part, we have the cross part, which is which goes halfway to the property, and then we have to the southwest corner, we have some commercial activities such as the city bank. We also have to the south part commercial places, Washington Mutual, Publix. Northeast, we have a church and some residential units. All to the east side, we have residential units. And to the southeast part, we still have commercial.
All right, so over the past month, we have amassed a series of records. One in particular is the ERS Environmental Record Search, which helps us find a series of maps such as topographic and street maps. We also searched through the federal environmental record sources such as the US EPA and CERCLA, along with national priorities list, which we're not on. We also searched the database of RECRIS and EARNS, which is the Emergency Response Notification System, which shows if we had any schools on our site, which we also don't. We also went through some state record sources, such as the Florida State List, solid waste facilities, stationary tank inventory, and leak underground storage tanks. We searched bcpa.net for the title records of our subject site, and what we found is the site is worth around $27 million, including the land and building. It's owned by Argonne Group before pre-2006. Now it's currently owned by Boyd Gaming. We searched for petroleum brownfields in Dania Beach, Florida. Of course, this is supposed to be a square radius, not circular, but what we found was 2 brownfields, one within a mile radius. From the ERS Environmental Record Search, we found a total of 5 storage tanks underground, 3 of which are leaking, but those are also no threat to our site since they're not really close, 2 of which are closed cases. Next slide. We also searched the Broward County Contaminated Locations Database by zip code, and we found a total of around 30 contaminated sites, one of which was our site, which is Dania Highlight. When we investigated further, we found out that our site is contaminated with arsenic. And this is just the key to it.
From that research, we decided to look further into it, and we found out that Kimberly and Horn has done a study on soil borings in the tomato field. And these studies was done in milligram per kilogram concentration, milligrams of arsenic per kilogram of soil, and these are the different. This is the tomato field. These are the different borings they did, and there's a large quantity of arsenic in all the borings except the ones in the pad, which we figured out that soil is not native to the area. It's been used as a fill under the concrete pad. They use that soil as a fill. So we found out that the levels of arsenic, the safe, the soil cleanup target levels for residential, you're allowed to have 2.1 milligrams per kilogram of arsenic, and commercial, you're allowed to have 12 milligrams per kilogram. And just about every boring in our site had over that, including the 140 milligrams